Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, the Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Bossman Show, friend of the show, new head coach, Utah State Aggies in Logan, Utah, my man, Dane Sprinkle. You see him in the background of the office looking good with his Aggies gear on. What's up, Sprink?
What's up, man? How you doing? Always great to be on here. Shoot, I remember coming on, about 4 years ago for the first time ever when I just got to Montana State.
Yeah. Hey, you moving on up, brother?
Hey, yep.
Yes, indeed. Well, tell me, man, how has it been in Logan so far, man? Leading the Aggies and, building this new staff, this new team, man, out there in the Mountain West, brother.
Yeah, it's been great. It's Aggie basketball is so important to the community here, and that's why they get almost 10,000 fans to every game. And so, it's fun. Every time you go out to lunch, you see people and they're all, excited about basketball season already. And it's in the middle of summer. And so, it's a special community and just our facilities and things we have here. It's been awesome.
Man, and so talk about your staff, man. I know you have brought a few guys with you from Montana State, but also have some new guys. Man, talk about having that high-quality staff, man, to help you build this program out the right way, man.
Yeah, your staff is the most important thing you have in the program. And I've been very fortunate that 3 guys came with me from Montana State. Chris Haslam, who was with me all 4 years, played overseas for 13, 14 years, played at the University of Wyoming, so he's familiar with the Mountain West. But he's a great coach. He's a great person, and he's a great recruiter. And so very fortunate to have him. Andy Hill, who was with me, he spent 10 years at University of Utah with Larry Krastoviak, so he's very familiar with the area. He was at New Mexico for a year before joining us last year at Montana State. And he's just, he's a great X's and O's. He's a great day-to-day guy, a recruiter, just very organized. And so very fortunate to have him. And then Johnny Hill, who joined us last year at Montana State for 1 year. Before that, he was at Idaho and then Grand Canyon, but was a very good player at Purdue. And he's from the Midwest area. So, he has some recruiting ties out there. But he's a tremendous, worker with our players, like on the court, he's tremendous. And so I think he'll really benefit our guys. And then kind of like we talked about earlier, I hired Anthony Lorenzo from Washington State, who will be kind of our director of recruiting and analytics. Who's obviously, he worked for Kyle Smith for 3-4 years. And before that, he was at University of San Francisco. So he's been around some great coaches and great people. So I'm really looking forward to him. And then I actually hired Eric Brown, who was an assistant at University of New Mexico for Coach Patino the last 2 years. And the only reason I got him was my very first year coaching at Cal State Northridge in 2001, I pretty much lived on his couch all year. And, so my first year coaching, he was there. And then the next year he went to USC, and he's been at Iowa State, UNLV, Arizona State, New Mexico. I'm probably missing Long Beach State for a good 8-9 years when they had one of their best runs in school history. And so, and he's another guy who just, he's just a dog on the recruiting trail. And so very fortunate to have that staff because, we're only as good as our staff is.
Now, Spring, how has it been at Utah State now with more resources, more things to do for its NIL, and also getting guys in the portal with your facilities you have out there that are top notch? So, how has it been with recruiting while trying to get young men now and you being in the Mountain West now, knowing you have more resources to give them, and also just what the NIL space does and how much people in Logan truly love basketball out there?
Yeah, it's different. I mean, the Mountain West is one of the best conferences in the country. When you're sending 4 of your teams to the NCAA tournament multiple years in a row, obviously San Diego State playing for a national championship. And so, I mean, it just gets better and better. The coaches in this league are tremendous. The facilities, the one thing I'm really excited about in this league that I think is different too is the home court advantages at everywhere you go. Whether you come play us here, you go to the Pit at New Mexico, you go to Viejas at San Diego State, Thomas and Mack, UNLV, Boise's got, Nevada, Wyoming, Colorado, everybody's got a great home court advantage. And so I'm excited about that. But as far as recruiting, you recruit to the league, you got to recruit to the league. You recruit to your facilities, your home court advantage that we have here. And like I said, nowadays recruiting is pretty much all NIL. A lot of kids, they don't care how many fans you get to a game. They don't care how nice the community is. They, if you don't offer them the most money, they're not coming. And it's kind of sad because I think a lot of kids they're not picking the right school for them. And I think some are, but a lot of kids are just kind of going where if this school offers me $10,000 more, they just go there. And it's like, okay, well, you're not going to play and you're not going to have the experience that you would have at this other school. And so there's a lot of different factors. But at the end of the day, they're 18 to 21-year-old kids and getting a lot of money thrown at them.
But you're going to cost yourself money on the back end. That's the part they don't see. Because
Exactly.
if you're not playing, you cost yourself money in Europe, Asia, Australia. Because you're on the bench, you're not getting any good film out there. So
no question.
You might get this initial jolts of money, but you cost yourself on the back end. They don't see that far here, like me and you do.
No, they don't. They don't. And it's crazy because a lot of parents don't see it that way either. And so, until it's too late, because college flies by, man. You only get 4 years, and you got to make the most of those 4 years if you want to continue on to the next level.
100%. So Spring, excuse me, not being in the Mountain West, man, how is scheduling different for you now? You don't have to get bulk anymore. Now you're doing some of the buying. So how is it being flipping that around for you, man?
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, even at Montana State, it was hard to get bought. It was still hard to find games to go play. We're fortunate, more fortunate here, where we can buy a couple games. But scheduling's still really hard here too, because it's not the easiest place to get to. And, you got to go and you got to fly to Salt Lake, and then you kind of, it's about an hour and 15 minutes from Salt Lake. And so, getting teams here and they know what they're getting into, when they come and play in this environment, it's hard. And so, scheduling's been a challenge. We have some really good games on deck for this year. We have to go to Bradley in the non-conference. We go to Santa Clara, who's been terrific. We play University of San Francisco down at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, which will be great on a neutral court. And then we go to the Cayman Islands, for a great tournament. So, we still got about 4 or 5 games that we still need to get, kind of before I can comment on them. But, it'll be a challenging schedule. And then all of a sudden, once you get into Mountain West play, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah, how cool is it for your guys to go to the islands, man? Get to experience that down there, get out of the country, get to step on their passport. Man, I always enjoy going on a foreign trip. So how fun is it for you guys to get down there and try to win some games while experiencing a whole new culture and environment?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome, especially at that time of the year, right around Thanksgiving, when it starts getting a little chillier up here and you kind of get down to the beach but it's great kind of educationally for some of these guys to get out and see different parts of the world. But then again, it's, we're going down there for a reason, to win some games. And so, but I've never been there, so I'm excited to get down there too and see how beautiful it is down there.
I've been down there. I don't think threw me off spring is that you gotta drive like you're in London. So on the side of the road.
I won't be driving.
yeah, it's like you're in London driving on the side of the road. Like, I'm not good at this. I can't drive on the side.
I'm gonna let Coach Haslam and Great Osabar drive then, because they're from over in England. So I'm gonna let those two drive.
Yes, that's what the difference about it is. Just like you gotta drive on the side of the road because it's like London over there, man. So yeah, man. Got 2 more for you, man. So talk about your workouts, man. You mentioned how Coach Hill's been good with the guys, man. How is it good seeing since that's what you have, also bringing in new guys as well and meshing them with all the guys that you retain?
Yeah, I mean, we got 13 players, and I had somebody last week tell me, and I don't know if it's fact or not, but we're the only school, Division I, that does not have a returning point, rebound, assist, turnover, minute returning. When we got this job, there was 2 players left, and they both redshirted, and so we basically are starting literally from scratch and had to bring in 11 new guys, but really excited about our staff did a tremendous job bringing these guys in, and I think we got some talented players, and now it's going to take a while for us to mold and get kind of the chemistry that we need, because right now they were all really good players at their schools, but now it's like getting them to play together. Like everybody's sacrificing a little bit for the betterment of the team, and because I know they want to prove how good they are right now, even to each other. And so, it'll be a little bit of a grind, and it'll take a little while for us to kind of get that, that chemistry that we need. And it could take up until conference, and we're going to have to play different lineups and play different guys and see what they do when the lights are on.
Last one for you, bro. I know you got to go. Last one. Talk about the food spots in Logan, man. What's some cool food spots for you since you've been there, man?
Probably there's a place, Cafe Zupas, that I like because they got great salads and it's healthy, and that's one of my spots. They have a really good a tandoori oven. It's called. It's an Indian restaurant. They have a Cafe Sabor, who the chef, I heard, he used to cook for the presidents and things like that. Now he opened a store here, and so it's kind of a different kind of flavor each day. They have a bunch of curry stuff, and they, it depends on the day of what he decides he wants to cook. And that's been really good too. And so, and then, you got all the mom and pop places, kind of like the college towns have. And it's got In-N-Out Burger, so all
we're getting that in Atlanta now too, brother. We're getting that.
Hey, how about that? Yep, exactly. So no, anytime you got an In-N-Out Burger, you can always go get something.
Just got Whataburger. I would say I know you got to go, man. It's like Whataburger. They have security and police to direct people in there, bro.
Oh, yeah. I might just have to go through the drive-through then.
It's dropped on. It's bro. They're like a mile down the road. People in traffic get to Whataburger. I'm like, I'll go when it calms down.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know. Better get Uber Eats from there.
Yes, you better believe it. Hey, man, the talk is always freaking. I gotta go, man. We'll do this again real soon, my guy.
You bet, man. Always great talking to you.
All right, see you, buddy.
Take care.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your #1 source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Get The King out at 1055theking.com. and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.